Hi guys, I'm Hatton90, and these are the 11 K League players that I think you need to sign in Sorare right now. So some of these cards will be players that fans of the K League already know about and probably got in their stacks already. But some of them may be ones that you may not have heard of, may not get utility next season or this season, but will definitely be cards that you're going to want in the future. Big shout out to my friend George, who helped me put together this list. You can find him on Twitter at GT underscore 711. So yeah, if you massively disagree, go to him instead of me. The first player that we're going to look at today is the young goalkeeper from Jeonbuk, the Kim Jun-hun. I think he's arguably one of the best goalkeepers in K League. Definitely a future South Korea number one. I mean, Yeonbuk had a very poor season by their standards, and he still managed to hit a very high scores in So Rare, keeping 11 clean sheets all season as well. So definitely one that I think if you're looking for a keeper in Korea to choose. His price at the moment is a £17.44 for his limited card. I think you'd be paying a lot more than that once the season starts. Next up, we have probably his understudy once he comes back from army service, is Kim Jun Hoon. Very highly rated. He's under 23 on So Rare until July 2027, so lots of utility there when he does return. He's recently signed a new contract. It may well be that he gets some game time at the Army when he does come back in July 2024. He is likely to be loaned out. He may go to one of the lower teams in the K League. So hopefully you might get some utility this season. If not, definitely look out for him in 2025 season. His current price is £9.82. I think that's reflected the fact that may not get some utility this season, but will be a good one to have going forward. Now we move on to the outfield players, and first up we've got Seo Yun Woo, the defender from Ulsan. He's the starting left back for Korea. Has recently been linked with a move to Europe. I think it was West Ham that was looking for him in January. He used to be a winger, so he's definitely an attacking fullback. Can play both sides, and his team is a real big heavy crossers of the ball, quite high up there with their attempted crosses possession. His price is £3.21, which I think is a steal for a player that's going to play most games and that international utility as well. Next up, we've got Jun Ho Yun, the midfielder from Gwangju. He's under 23 until July 2025. He was the Young Player of the Year last season in the K League. It may well be that this could be his last little stint in K League and may move to Europe in the summer, which I think is going to be good for him. See those scores kind of explode there. He averaged 6.26 defensive duels and 4.26 counter pressing recoveries per 90. So that AA is just going to be great for him in every game if he can carry that on to this season. His price is a very respectable £4.94. Again, I think you'll be paying more than that once the season starts if he keeps up his scores from last year. Next up is a player that most people have probably heard about in the K League, a midfielder called Oberdan, who plays for the Pohang Steelers. He was one of the most consistent players last season for Pohang. He did get injured towards the end of the year, but he's been pictured in pre-season training, so I expect him to be back for that first game and possibly the Champions League games that they've got coming up. He was only on loan, but he signed a 3-year permanent deal in the January window. So definitely one to get in your stacks. Price is £7.85. I think that's still quite low because people maybe think that he might be injured at the start of the season. But once he starts playing games. And as you can see from his AA from last season, once he starts playing games, I think that price will just go up. I think it hit £26 at one point last season, so it could well get back to that point again. Next up, we have Lee Yun-jae, midfielder for Yeonbuk. New signing replacing the outgoing Seon Ho Pak that went to Birmingham. He was high scorer for a previously poorer team than Jeonbuk. So far, he's had 2 friendlies and scored 2 goals. So he could well get even higher scores in a better team this season. Likely to get more forward as well, I think, than what he did last season. His price at the moment is £5.86 his recent sales. So again, probably another one that might explode a bit, but I mean, he'll help you to a threshold. You pretty much got your money back on most of these cards. Now we move into a couple of players that have a bit of potential. And first up is Ji Sun from Gwangju. He's under 23 until July 2026. So again, lots of utility there. A high potential to build on last season. Last season he playing left wing, got 5 goals and 4 assists, which was a key reason behind Gwangju's highest ever finish in the K-League. So a huge season for him to live up the hype because he's very highly thought of over in Korea. At the moment, his card will set you back £2.65. Again, that's probably dependent on the fact of whether he will get game time or not at the start of the season, but I think he's definitely one to have in that under 23 stack. Because even off the bench, he's got the ability to get you decisive actions as he showed last season. Next up, even more potential, Lee Seon-jun, midfielder for FC Seoul, under 23 until July 2029. This one's a bit of a gamble. He only did play 2 games last season, but he won the under 20 World Cup with Korea. Maybe unlikely to see much game time this year, and could move to a KT team on loan. But I think it's a good long-term hold. Having said that about maybe moving on loan, FCCL did sell 3 forwards this year so far. So it may well be that they know they've got some potential players and willing to give them the game time. So that he's available for as little as 76p at the moment. So even if it's a long-term holder, a couple of years before he comes good, he's definitely got the potential to pay you back in rewards for that. Sticking with FCCL, we've got another forward player there in Kan Seon-jin, under 23 until 2027. He was nominated for the Puskas Award in the Under 20 World Cup for a goal that he scored there. He's a left-footed right winger, so he loves to cut in and take some shots. I think he's probably one of the reasons why they've sold 3 forwards this season. And they're hoping for a breakout season for him. He's under 23 until 2027, and could be picked up for £2.46. Again, I think that's another one that is around that price range because they're not sure he will get game time or not. But if he will, I think if he will, that price will definitely go up. Next up, another youngster. This one at the moment will definitely not get utility for next season, as his team got relegated. But Kim Joo-chan for Suwon Samson, under 23 until July 2028. It's another youth Gandor with long-term hold. Unless he moves, which he was linked with Gwanjon, but it looks like he rejected the move. So he's going to be good year in K2. Probably do him good. Get some game time, get some minutes on the pitch, and then ready to come back to the K1 league in the following season. He's probably at the moment priced up at £1.51. So again, you're not going to get much utility with that at the moment, but could be a good long-term hold. Last up, away from the potential, we've got a player that I think everyone, even if you don't know anything about K-League, has heard about, and that's the Sinha. He's a monster for the K-League, put it simply. He's 34 and coming back from an injury, but he's a must-have for people that want to win rewards in Korea, I think, or in the Asia comps. He's part of the pre-season squad. So it looks like he's fully recovered from his injury. Currently available for £11.85. And I think that's again due to many people thinking, "Oh, mate, is he back from his injury?" But once he starts banging, that price is gonna absolutely rocket up, kind of thing. And you're gonna be wishing that you brought him before the season started. Well, thank you for making it this far. You've got to the end of my list of Korean cards I think you should own. Please do let me know in the comments below if you think I've helped you out, or if there's some cards that I've missed, or you think I'm really wrong on some of the cards that I've put on this list.